we'll be interviewing as a team.
We're here to fuck shit up.
If worms had machine guns, then birds wouldn't be scared of them. You know, it's
They're here.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Yo, welcome. It's been a long time, like 3 weeks, probably since the last show, but we are back. Roto Slappers is live.
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, but it's week 1. We're here. There's no more dress.
Finally made it.
I know. You start. It's always it's awesome to get here because you start the whole charity Scott Fish thing now. It starts super early. March, right. You're starting the whole build up to it, and the theme comes out, and then you're signing up for lives, and you're getting your group chat. So it really is now like a month after the Super Bowl. It all starts to kind of build up again. And Dynasty players know this all too well too. You get it right away. So like, but after doing 1,000 best ball drafts, 1,000 drafts. Who knows how many redrafts you, Mr. High Stakes over here, joining us.
Not as many this year. I had to cut back. It's too much.
Which you do have one tomorrow. But either way, we're here. 2 tomorrow.
2 on Thursday.
Ooh.
Thursday.
So you're going from draft to draft?
No, well they're in the same ballroom. First one's at 9 a.m. Pacific, and then the next one's at 12:30 Pacific. So we'll have back to back in that same room, different tables. There'll be a little break in between, but yeah.
Whew. Man,
the day
nervous?
So there's always nervous. You know, it's both the main event that we're in is we got stuff. We got some legit players in there, and that's good. You know, if you're gonna win, you want to beat the best, right? To be the best, you got to beat the best. And in this format, I mean, everyone's spending 2K or whatever. So some guys have 10 teams, 12 teams. Hey, more power to you. I can't invest that much because I would be so conflicted.
Like a lot of money.
It is. And I mean, even if you have it, hey, that's your thing, do it. I personally, I can't because it's too much. It's like I'm going to be stressed. Every time somebody scores, I'm like, which team? Okay, this is good, this is bad. It's just too much.
Yeah, don't be nervous. You just got to walk in there.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last. Well, Dak, here's
it twice. Exactly. But yeah, that's all. Yeah, see? That's how you just got to walk in that room, slam the door wide open as you're walking in like,
I'm here.
You're all in trouble now. Just like the Billy Madison scene in Dodgeball.
Yeah, exactly.
You're all in big trouble. But that'll be fun. I'm glad you're doing that. Can't wait to see. Do you know your pick?
Our main event, that's the $2,000 one. That's pick 12. So we got 2 picks at the turn. And then our super bracket, which is the 9 a.m., we're pick 5. So a little bit in the middle and then
that's
one at
cool.
the end. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. So you got an idea what your game plan is, sort of? You don't have to say it here. I don't want you to spoil that.
No, it's fine. I mean, and this one's tight end premium, so it does benefit you to get a good tight end. That's always something to look at, especially in the back half of first round, because you never know who's going to be there. It seems like typically you want to be 1 through 9, 1 through 10, but after that, it's just a crapshoot. Just take BPA. And then for the other one, for pick 5, I mean, we have options. You assume the first 5 in whatever order is the 3 running backs, CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill. So you assume you're going to get one of those guys generally. But you never know. People make bold moves that go get their guy. Why not?
Yeah. Would you do what was the KF what? What did you do the other night?
KFFSC. It's the Kentucky Fantasy Football State Championship.
And
that was a $300. That was $300. It was just kind of a fun thing. I'd never done it. Farrell Elliott, he's the guy who coordinates that. He's always on the FFPC YouTube shows, and I was just interested. I was like, let me see what this is all about. And I saw the price point, and I thought that that's fair, that's reasonable. They have a main event. The overall winner gets $25,000, and you also win a trip to Vegas the following year. They pay for your flight, and you get a main event entry, so that's nice.
Oh,
So
nice.
why not? And I know there's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of FFPC players that are in that. So,
Well, that brings us here now as we do this week 1. So we're gonna we do have some start sit questions. We'll talk a little bit more about that draft as we get going here, but we're also gonna kick this off with our predictions. So whoever trickles in as we're getting into them. So before we get into some start sit questions, I want to know who do you predict to be the fantasy MVP this season?
that's a tough one because there's so many good options to pick from. I'm going to be a homer. I'm going with McCaffrey again. This team has been – the vibes throughout the summer were terrible. Lately, Ayuk re-signed. Trent re-signed. Aaron Banks, our left guard's back at practice. McCaffrey's back at practice. There's no reason not to go with McCaffrey back-to-back years. He's getting older. He's had a lot of touches. But he gives you an edge. I mean, so many teams last year that had him, they were almost a lock for the playoffs. A lot of them won their leagues or their divisions. He won people a lot of money. So for me, I'm going back-to-back.
Back-to-back. Oh, man. I think I've been on this train now for probably quite a while. I'm going to go Breece Hall. I think if there was anyone else who's going to probably come close to the touches that you would see with CMC get rushing, who also can match the receiving chops of CMC this year, who did it a ridiculous finish to last year and the worst offense in the NFL too. So now we see probably the touchdowns go up. So I'm going to keep on that horse, and I'm going to go with Breece Hall this year as mine. So we chalk that the first 2 picks of every draft.
Pretty much. I mean, that's generally – you've been seeing a lot of that, CeeDee Lamb, Breece Hall, it's whatever your flavor, But I can see Breece Hall in that mix. I can see Bijan even in that mix. But there is a lot more talent on that Atlanta offense. I think the Jets are more consolidated with Hall, Garrett Wilson. So is that you?
Yeah, I can hear him. Hold on. Well, that's what the fun part of going live. We'll move on to the next one. What was I forgot. Oh, the rookie of the year.
It's got to be Caleb for me. I mean, I don't think a rookie quarterback has ever come into a better situation. He's got 3 legit weapons, a receiver. He's got a solid tight end. He's got a stable of running backs. I mean, the offensive line is still a work in progress, but it's good enough. But his overall talent, I don't see why he's not the rookie of the year, barring injury or just an absolute terrible play calling from Shane Waldron. He's got to be the rookie of the year.
Tough for fantasy or just rookie of the year? Are you going to go
both?
Okay, both, huh? Huh. See, there's a lot of super flex leagues. You probably make the most sense too in a super flex. I should have probably broke it down into 2 because you're probably right on that one.
Well, see, here's the thing though. A lot of people I've seen, they're taking him as their starting quarterback. So people have that much confidence in him as a rookie to lead their team. So personally, I get the case for Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors. I get it. But I mean, obviously, Neighbors, he's going to have to explode. I mean, he can have a great season, but he's going to have to explode to surpass Caleb in my eyes. Marvin Harrison, I think he's going to have a monster season, but I don't know if that gets him fantasy rookie of the year personally. So I'm team Caleb.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm going to chalk it with Marvin Harrison. He walks into just the easiest scenario of all the players here. And you can it's hard to, Caleb, you can make a case for Jaden Daniels if he runs for 800 yards too this season to be that.
Right.
But I'm just going to chalk the shit out of this. And Marvin Harrison Jr., probably 150 targets, probably going to 1,200 yards on the season, 8 touchdowns easily. So I would say him. I hate saying that. I was trying to be bold, trying to find somebody. Like, I don't think it's going to be Neighbors. I can't. You know my Daniel Jones thoughts.
You're a hater. You're a hater.
I am a
Daniel
hater.
Jones. Daniel Jones is dating Kay Adams now, so sky's the limit for him.
He'll screw that up too, just like he does on a football field. That's the fun part about it.
I'm optimistic.
It's just going to be an
You gotta
ugly.
And I just saw today too that Dayball is calling plays this year. That's the best outcome for that offense.
I'll never.
They improved the O line. I'm in. I mean, Neighbors, where he's going, obviously, fully dependent on Daniel Jones being the thing. I mean, Drew Lock, I don't know if he's going to play, but they're paying Daniel Jones a lot of money.
And then, let's see. I try to do some. Who's the bust of the year? As we fly through these. That's good.
Can I go easy on this one? Because honestly, right now, I'm going Jamar Chase.
Ooh.
There's a lot of questions
Spice?
right now. Let's do it. I figure in my draft I did on Sunday, he went pick 11. I mean, there's no guarantee he's playing week 1. I don't know if he's going to hold out. I don't know if he's injured or if he's just if he's just like, you know what, pay me or I'm not playing. I don't see them paying him yet. I really don't. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's not a Cincy thing.
It's not. And also it's only his 3rd year. So, we're going into year 4, I should say. I mean, it's usually after year 4 for these guys. And I don't know if they're really ready to fork that kind of money over. He wants JJ money plus a penny, right? So I think he's kind of volatile. I mean, obviously he's still a great player. It's just, I don't know if we're going to get a for sure thing. Last year he was going in the top 3 every draft. Now, I mean, it's looking, if you're still drafting at this point, I mean, he might be going the end of the 1st round at the turn. So I don't know. I would just rather avoid.
Yeah, but remember when we say bust, it has everything to do with cost, right? It's hard to call anybody that you pick at even outside of the top 50 sometimes. Like they have to be picked in the top 50 a lot of times to become a bust. You get them in the 8th round, 9th round, 10th round. It's hard to categorize that as a bust because you didn't invest that much in them. So these might be a little bold, which I like that. And Jamar Chase.
Gotta be bold.
Super bold. Yeah, because the one thing I hate too now, like at least Lamb, at least these other guys came back and got now a little bit of practice in.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's tough. Like you get Chase back in the next 48 hours, let's say, he's just going to run onto a field and play.
I mean, I know he did have like 2 practices, but apparently he's banged up now, and it's just the vibes just aren't good right now at all.
So I dig it. We're gonna do the bust. Y'all save it for this. Mine's CJ Stroud. I'm gonna go CJ Stroud this year. There's only one other quarterback that's being drafted in that time, that whole area, right? In the whole Mahomes. I'll get to home. I meant Hurts, Lamar, Allen realm. Besides Mahomes, and that's CJ Stroud. You take Mahomes where you take him because we've seen him do the MVP ridiculous season before, right?
And he might do it again.
And he might as he probably will do it again. He'll probably do it again 10 more times before he retires as he wins 2. I know you hate hearing that.
Let's not do that right now.
I won't say that. But you're drafting CJ Stroud in the same area, right? Maybe a little bit later. But he doesn't run. He absolutely has to, and this is a single QB league I'm talking here. This is not super flex, obviously. You're investing a top 50 pick on him. He would absolutely have to throw 40 touchdowns, right? And there he doesn't run, so he's not going to make up the rushing yards there. You need a top 3 finish out of the quarterbacks you're taking there. You feel confident in Mahomes giving you one. You feel confident in Hurts giving you one. You feel confident in Allen giving you one. I feel confident in a lot of those guys, even Lamar, because he runs. I do not feel confident in CJ Stroud finishing in that realm. I don't even know if he finishes as a top 5 quarterback. I think Houston's good. I think his weapons are great. But are they going to throw the ball 40 times a week? No. They're not. They're not.
They do. They do have a good running game. They do have a good defense.
Good running game, good defense, and they're just
And they have an OC who knows how to get creative with the run game. So when they go get Mixon, they're going to use him.
The only one I trust, like I know when if the Chiefs are up in the fourth quarter by 17, Mahomes might still throw a 40-yard touchdown in that game. That's just how it's going to go. That's how the Chiefs operate. Like I'm not sure the Texans are going to go down that same route. They don't have – I don't think they have the same philosophy there. They might run those games out, And that's another fear I have is for them. So without throwing for 4,800 yards and 40 touchdowns, I feel like he's just being overdrafted. And you can get Joe Burrow, who we've seen put it all together before, by the way, and have one of those finishes. He's going like 4 rounds after. I got him in a cash redraft league, like the 9th round last week. That's Joe Burrow. You could get him that much there's a big possibility that Joe Burrow finishes ahead of CJ Stroud this year for me. I can see it, and I wouldn't be surprised if not.
If Chase gets in camp and gets signed or whatever.
Which I think is that'll happen. I'd still rather have at cost Joe Burrow than CJ Stroud if you're going to get him 4 to 5 rounds later. So that's why
he's been falling a lot lately. I've seen he's, from where he was, say, last year for Burrow versus this year, I've seen a lot of, 9, 10, 11, which is crazy to me.
Hold on. This is where it gets. Yeah, I see that.
Here, he's taking shots.
First, there was a lot of them, so I want to get to them in a quick second.
It is a valid statement, though.
But it's definitely one. So.
It's customers first.
Plus, I haven't got a chance to play a video as we were grinding that out right there. But I'll get up to these real quick. Jordan, what's up? Thank you. Tim, how's it going, buddy? Wendy. Hi, Wendy. How you doing? Long time no talk. There he is. Gator, my man from down south. Oh, that's Sean commenting there.
That's me.
And this is what I was getting at with Gator. I don't know anything about for 4,000-yard quarterbacks. I know absolutely nothing about him except for the first one's going to be him right here. I'm wearing this jersey right now as I muffle the voice. He will be their first one. I know it doesn't mean anything in the year 2024. Everyone throws for 4,000 yards now. I get it. But, yeah, it's been good, Lord. If you ask first. Yeah, the Bears fans are the last person you want to ask about quarterback play. I can tell you that right now. Hands down. You should have saw like half the fan base thought Justin Fields was still a good quarterback last year, watching him play. So that tells you about what we know about quarterbacks, because at the time, Justin Fields still might have been the best quarterback that we've seen play. So that's the bar that we've set. That's pretty much, so the bar's low, real low here.
Jay Cutler set
low.
Yeah, exactly. That was your ceiling, was Jay Cutler. Smoking Jay.
I can't even. You should have been here for that. See, you're a Niner fan at least, so that's good. But
we've had our downtimes too.
Between White Sox baseball,
I don't want to talk about that.
I'm not gonna. We're not gonna put people through that pain. Between White Sox baseball, though, and the entire Caleb versus Justin Fields debate that was going on at the time before the draft, it was a nightmare. I couldn't even turn on sports talk radio here. I rip my eyes out, rip my ears out. I couldn't listen to anything. It was like, oh God, are we the worst sports, like major city sports town in America? Because I'm starting to believe we might be at this point after hearing all that. Ooh, it was bad. But yeah. Anyways, now I got off course. By the way, did you see the White Sox? Did you see that play today?
Yeah.
Oh boy! And did you see nothing made me laugh more than the Orioles announcer when he just said, "It's gonna go. I need to take this soundbite and play it everywhere."
Yeah.
The Chicago White Sox are doing Chicago White Sox things now.
It's so bad.
I almost shit my pants when I heard that. Oh.
Don't do that.
That was good. Michael Jordan. There you go. It's probably the Jerry Reinsdorf jinx at this point. But I'm not even. Worst part is I'm not a Bulls fan, so I couldn't even enjoy that. I'm a little too young. Like, what was I? I was born in '84, so like the second three-peat. I guess I was kind of old enough to, even as a kid, to see it. But I was a Magic fan, Orlando Magic fan still at the time, so I didn't even get to enjoy that. I got the Hawks. I couldn't tell you anything about hockey though. So I got
need to learn.
I've never got nothing. We got Michigan last year. So I guess I got a little something championship wise, right?
You got 2005. You can hang your hat on that.
2005. God. They talk about that. The White Sox talk about 2005 like the Bears talk about 1985, dude. Nonstop. That's all you hear in this town, and that's all we'll live on. All right. Enough about misery in Chicago sports. On to the next. Who is going to be the breakout star of fantasy football this year?
You tell me yours, because I'm always going first. I want to hear yours first.
I thought about this for a little, like, I battled on it because I was trying to figure out where he's probably not is he a sleeper? Does he have to be taken after this? I probably overthunk this entire thing, to be honest with you, when I was doing it. And then I was like, you know what? It could just be in. Then last night I was doing an auction. And the auction kind of helped me with this. But I think the breakout star, and you're going to laugh at this because you guys just took him too, is going to be Devon A-Chain. This year is going to be the breakout star of fantasy football. You're getting him. Well, I'll tell you where I got him in the auction, but you're getting him at a good cost. Well, you took him in the second round, but that's fine.
That's his price. That's his price now,
which is getting there.
It seems like he's going round 2 pretty much.
Those
I was watching the stream on the ship
those.
cases. He went round 3, but other than that, I mean, he's generally early to mid.
Home leagues, he's going later still though. So, see that those high stakes. Yeah. You guys are sharks. Like it's a little different when you start to feed on the minnows there. So like in the home league, still he's going. You still get a little. You could get him third round.
He was going round 3 in my home league.
Not too bad. But I'm gonna go with Devon A-Chain. I think there's RB1 upside there. He's a guy just electric, super efficient with the football last year. I know everybody's going to talk about workload, and everybody was freaking out about kick returns now, punt returns, and volume, and all this other stuff that's going in with all this other discourse. Like, I'm banking on the talent in the offensive genius head coach that's there. That comes under your tree there.
He's legit. Right. Most of the NFL.
Getting him the ball where they need to get him the ball in certain situations, letting him do his thing. Like, I think he's going to win you many, many weeks this season. And I think he's going to be the breakout star of 2024.
And he doesn't need the volume to do it.
No. And I think we're all going to be sitting around going, maybe we should have taken him. Maybe we shouldn't have overthunked this. You didn't. You just took him in that draft in the second round anyway. So I'm going to go with Devon A-Chain.
Well, my question was, what do we consider the breakout? Is it somebody who hasn't done much, or is it more of just
someone who's going to put it all together and become?
Because so for me, that guy for me is Christian Watson. Obviously, he had that one good end of the season with Aaron Rodgers, and he's been injured a lot. But it seems like his hamstring situation is resolved. He made it all the way through camp. He had one little bump, but nothing big. If he stays healthy, I think the sky's the limit. And where you're drafting him in the, the 7th, 8th, I don't even know home leagues. He's going somewhere 7 to 10. I think there's massive upside there, and I think he's going to explode this year. I think he's going to stay healthy. Him and Jordan Love have chemistry, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, see, I could have done that with two things with him. So that's where I wasn't sure how to do this, because the next question I have is the steal of the draft. Who's going to be the steal of the draft? And I wasn't sure if I should keep the breakout guy for later or just take somebody in the top 50 that I think is going to explode. So I was confused myself on how to do it, because Watson can probably fit in both. It's your breakout and steal of the draft, because you're getting him insanely cheap now.
The value on him is insane.
So that's a good one. Who would be your steal of the draft then? If it's not Watson, if there's someone else, who do you think is going to be the steal of the draft?
There's a guy that I'm planting my flag on this year, and that's Khalil Shakir. I think there's a lot of vacated targets in Buffalo. I think he's going to be the guy, right? He has chemistry with Josh Allen. When Joe Brady took over last year, his numbers went up, and I can see him ascending more. I'm predicting him to have 1,000 yards. Maybe I'm wrong, Maybe they spread the ball around with Kincaid and Samuel and Keon Coleman and whatever else. But for me, he's a guy you're getting in most home leagues. He's going rounds 10, 12, 13, somewhere in there, in that vicinity. And I think that's a great value because somebody's got to catch the ball in Buffalo, and it's not all Kincaid. They might spread it around, but for me, it's Shakir. He's the breakout guy.
Yeah.
I posted a question on X, and I was asking people, who is this year's Nico Collins? And I was just because everyone's
I won't say my
everybody's
answer.
looking. Well, everyone's looking for the next Puka, right? For me,
That's a unicorn, though. It's tough. So
it is because, when have we ever really seen that? But I'm looking for a guy like Nico, somebody who's been in the league a couple years. His numbers haven't exploded, but then he finally does. Obviously, every player has a different archetype for their body structure, their speed. There's all this, that, and the other. For me, it's just more about a player who's been in the league for a couple years, and this next year takes that big step. For me, that's Khalil Shakir.
Planting your flag. That's the
Yes,
Buffalo
sir.
receiver, huh?
Every time I can get him, I'm taking him.
I got him. I did get him. So I had my big live home league draft on Sunday, and he was super cheap. I got him late in that draft, so it was kind of nice. So I got him there. I also got a few other shares of him. I kind of like that one too. A couple leagues I actually went. They were both there late enough. I kind of threw a dart and I took both Shakir and Coleman just in case back to back around.
Well, you never know.
And then that way you kind of just you corner yourself, and at least you get one of them there. I went, I felt you went deep. That's good. And I'm kind of glad you did that because I chalked it when I was doing this one. Mine was Kyler Murray. And it sucked because Matthew Berry planted his flag on it. And I thought, though,
copying Matthew Berry?
I know. Go figure, right? I figured, though, when he planted his flag, his ADP was going to soar. People were going to catch on to this. Even home league. Because Matthew Berry is everybody. Watches Matthew Berry. He does. Your whole home league watches Matt. They
do. Because he shot up the boards in all my drafts.
Yeah, your office league, your work leagues, your school leagues, everything watches Matthew Berry. So I figured he was going to do it, but he didn't. And I was like, this is going to be a steal. So go back to the auction last night again. I was dead last to take a quarterback in the auction. 12 teams, by the way, dead last. I waited and waited and waited. I was waiting on quarterback. I felt there's too many of them this year to spend money in an auction on one.
Yeah.
Unless you get a good value on a Hurts or a Lamar or someone like that just drops under value and you can swoop in and get them. That's fine. But it wasn't happening. Didn't happen last night. But all 12 teams had a quarterback. One team had an Aaron Rodgers / golf combo is what they did. So I still didn't have one. And I ended up just swooping in for $3, and I got Kyler Murray. That's it. Out of a $200 fake dollar budget.
That's ridiculous.
Last team to take a quarterback, I got him. I waited the day before in a home league draft. The one that's the live that's at my buddy's house. I think the 10th or 11th team to take a quarterback. I was close to the end on that one. Kyler Murray again. Got him. He is going 9th round. ESPN. The nice part is you always need to know whatever you're using, right? What platform are you using when you draft? And these, ESPN was where the auction was hosted. Kyler Murray's stuffed in the 100s there. So nobody even sees his name pop up until you get to I knew he was there.
Scroll.
Yeah. I was waiting on whoever the last quarterback was. Even Dak's been going super late. I've seen him in the 9th round.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. But Kyler Murray, you give him Marvin Harrison, you both of them. Trey McBride, baby. It's time.
That's my guy.
There's TE1 of 2024, hands down right there. So you give him the top tight end in fantasy football this year, Marvin Harrison Jr. They got enough there. I like
they have Greg Dortch.
I like Greg Dortch. Right. Greg Dortch probably more for fantasy I like than Wilson. I think Wilson's a good player. He'll have his moments out there in real life. But
for Kyler, it's great.
Kyler, yeah. And he runs the ball too. He's you're going to get the rushing points from him.
Always.
Points per game, he's always been good.
And another thing, their defense is terrible. So he's going to have to throw the ball more. So
perfect. It's a perfect storm. And you're getting him super, super late to the point where I think he'll end up being the steal of the draft. I just felt dirty. It felt kind of shameful using him as that after Matthew Berry came out with his guy for the season. I was like, oh, come on. Every one of us were like, come on, Matt.
Yeah,
Don't ruin
of
the big
course.
secret. Because we all going into there were like, ooh, he's nice. He's tucked there. It's a nice late round value, but it never shifted. It
Yeah.
never changed anything. He kept going late. So maybe nobody was really paying attention to that. So I'm going to go with him being the steal of the draft because once again, I'm taking CJ Stroud, top 50 pick. You got Kyler Murray. You can get pick 110.
Get him later.
So I feel like, yeah, that's where you go get the value there. So for him, it would be there. So we'll see how close we get to these predictions.
Yeah,
As we
let's check back in December and see where we're at.
Probably none of them are right, but that's the fun.
Hey, no, I'm always right.
Yeah, I know, always right. But anyway, so it is week 1. We got that out of the way. We do have some questions. So if you have any questions, always feel free to ask too. If you want to do it live, we're here. You can find Sean will answer everything you ask him on X too. So you can just go ahead and tag him anything you want to know and be like, hey, Sean, what do you think here? He loves that. But some of the questions that I took from I put on here, since I think we're only connected to like the YouTube thing, so I can't. So anyways, we got Ford, Pickens, Ridley. You have to pick 2 non-PPR. That's Jerome Ford. That's who all these guys are. I don't have to say it.
Yeah. So out of that, being that it's non-PPR, I'm taking Ford, even though I like his strength as a pass catcher. He's going to be the feature back for half the season. Another guy, like I said, I'm completely out on Nick Chubb. I don't care how late, unless we're talking late double digits and he's there, sure. But somebody else will have taken him. Give me Ford. I think Ford's going to be a sneaky play this year. Good RB2, great offense. They have a solid line. We don't know which version of Deshaun Watson we're getting, so they need somebody who can run the ball. And he showed last year that he can handle it. And they have Deontay Foreman to take some of the goal line work and whatever. But give me Ford in that and give me Pickens. If it's PPR, I'm taking Ridley. But I like Pickens because he's a big play upside. Ridley's more of a PPR guy. I think he can get more catches. But I personally would take Ford and Pickens. Although the Pittsburgh offense is volatile. We don't know.
Yeah, look at that.
People are very high on. Well, right. There's nobody else.
Yeah.
And in the league with this non-PPR, you're banking on a guy like this who gets you 100 yards and a touchdown, even if he only has 3 catches and he just breaks a big one. Whereas, for me with Ridley, he's going to get peppered with targets, I think. But he may not always have the yardage. He might, he'll score here and there. I think the Tennessee offense is going to be actually pretty good. I think Will Levis, he's going to have his ups and downs, but in a PPR format, I love Ridley. But in this, I'm taking Ford and Pickens.
I'm gonna agree with you. Non-PPR for sure. I'm taking Jerome Ford. Take the guaranteed workload there.
Right.
And then I'm also gonna go Pickens. I've been high on him. He might see 14 targets a week. Looking at the depth chart of those wide receivers there.
It's going to be volatile though, because Arthur Smith.
Sure.
Number 1 receivers is not great.
He's not the good thing now though. Like I keep saying, I hope this is my hope, is he's not the head coach, right? So he can't get cutesy anymore out there.
Tomlin wears the pants in that relationship.
Correct.
He's just
gonna grab him and Pickens is our best. Get him the ball. What are we doing? Get the 4th wide receiver off the. We're not running this cute stuff anymore. Get the best guys the football. That's what we're gonna do. Do it kind of like we saw in Tennessee a little bit again. Hopefully that's what we see. And then also the Ridley week 1. I like Ridley this season. You had to talk me into Ridley, but week 1 he gets Jalen Johnson. And that's
a bum. It's fine.
They bum my butt.
I'm kidding.
Behind your guy, and maybe obviously Sauce. It's tough. If I had to rank cornerbacks, I might put Jalen Johnson 3rd. I might put Sauce 1. I saw a decline.
I think
he's definitely top 5. That's arguable.
Yeah, it's hard to really rank the corners.
But I do think the Bears defense is going to show up. I do think it's going to be a tough day for both. I like Will Levis this year. I like Caleb Williams this year. I like them both, but I don't know how pretty it's going to look week 1. It's just week 1 though. I think both will be fine throughout the season as we go. But I agree. Ford and Pickens for me there too. Marcus, what's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Hold on, I got more. I got to get to the. Where were they? I lost my. Christian Watson, Jamison Williams, Devin Singletary. If I don't put if I didn't write down PPR, it means PPR. So this is going to be your guy already. Watson, Williams, Singletary. I know who you're taking here. Then
Is it Jameson or is it?
Yeah, Jamison Williams.
I know if it was like he had Javante or whatever. But.
Yeah, it was. I should have wrote Jameson, but that's what he wrote.
It's
Jameson,
fine,
but I should have
Watson
that.
for me.
But yep.
Even against the Eagles, I mean, obviously they've made some upgrades in their defense, but the game in Brazil is just so weird. It's so off. I don't know what to make of that. It could be high scoring. It could be low scoring.
I'm assuming this is a flex, right? Because if he's asked for pick one and one's a running back, I'm guessing it's a flex. I'll be different here.
Just give me Watson.
Singletary. They just spoke super highly of him today. I heard Dable talking about Singletary. You can do it all. I got a feeling they're not going to be good.
He knows the offense.
And he's just one of those guys who might be ugly and it might be garbage, but somehow he'll get enough workload to give you the safer floor for PPR points. Watson and Williams, more of the ceiling there.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not a big Jameson guy. I got a trade offer today that I wasn't a big fan of. I did get a share of Jameson Williams in a dynasty league a couple weeks ago. I thought it was a good deal. Actually, I think I traded Singletary for Jameson Williams. But I'll go Singletary here. Watson could have the big day though. I saw Romeo Dobbs is already banged up too. For what it's worth, I saw a little note there. I don't know.
I mean, we'll see how. I think it was a hand injury. We'll see how severe that is. But yeah,
we're all gonna be on top of every Packer injury this year and monitoring it like a hawk because anytime one of them goes down,
Dontavian Wicks goes up.
Wicks goes up. Reed go like you get them all in your lineup. Then it's like, oh yeah, I could fire up Wicks this week now. It's like a flex play. So they're going to be the most monitored wide receiver. He's good. I got some Wicks. I like Reed. I think Reed's going to be their Debo out there for them. Their version of that or the light version of it. Get some rushing yards attached to. Maybe do any of them have a safe floor? Probably not. Next question. Here, I know who you're picking here too. It's all your guys thrown on here. So he asked Khalil Shakir, Shaheed, or Gus the Bus.
I'm taking Shakir week 1 against the Cardinals' terrible defense. Give me Shakir. Although I do like Gus Edwards. I think the Chargers are going to run the hell out of the ball. He's the number 1 back regardless of whatever Dobbins situation. I don't think Vidal's quite ready. But give me Gus second on that. But Shakir is my pick here.
So I got
shoot the upside.
That was from Timbo, by the way. I got some doc questions, by the way. Add in here too. So let's do this one. This one you're gonna like. I'll explain why. I don't know if he's watching or not. But he asked me, Rashee Rice or Brandon Ayuk. Pick one. He's worried. A little rust. They don't put him at full speed. Keep the snaps down a little bit. Don't ramp him back in. So he's thinking like a we all thing, overthinking probably in our brains. But does he have a point there? Are they going to ease him back in since he kind of just got back?
So here's the question: is Sauce going to follow Ayuk? Is he going to be mostly on Ayuk? Because Debo kind of moves around. He does the running back thing. He moves. He goes in motion a lot. I don't know if Sauce is going to follow Ayuk, but because I don't know I don't honestly know that much about how I know the Jets defense is legit. I just don't know if he follows receivers. So for me, I don't know, but I still want to go Rice in this situation because Hollywood's out. It is week 1, and Worthy. I think he's going to have his role, but I don't know if he's the consistent guy. And I think Rice is going to get peppered with targets.
Hollywood's out too. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hollywood's out. Yeah. So basically, you got
Kelsey,
you got Rice, you got Worthy. I don't know if Juju's going to play. Whatever, they run the ball. I don't know and that's another game. Baltimore, they have a chip on their shoulder because of last year. They got beat at home by the Chiefs and they played terribly, and they want to come out and. I think Roquan Smith said he wanted to come out and, show up for national audience and stuff. But give me Rice out of those two.
Yeah, see, that's what he was leaning to. I was like, man, this is tough. Because in my head, I'm like, I can't sit Brandon Ayuk. I can't. But then I get it.
Tough.
It is a weird
If he had been in camp all summer and maybe, but the soft tissue injury thing is real. Guys hold out. He just got into camp he'll have like a week and a half, give or take. I don't know if it's enough ramp up. We don't know if he's on a snap count. We don't know if Sauce is covering him for the majority of the game.
I would just
Sauce.
Rice.
I just take Rice. Keep it simple. But if you have to make that decision, your team is pretty loaded.
Yeah. Oh no, I know what team he's talking about. So this team's pretty good. Yeah, I don't have that. I have to start. I just get a few leagues because.
Well, yeah, I mean most people do.
Especially if you invest in him. He paid what? He became actually a pretty good value. I thought the holdout.
He was going early in the year. He was going around 2, and then
we did our ranking show. He was a second round pick. You had him ranked in the second. A lot of people had him ranked in the second round, and then the holdout kind of pushed him back to like the fourth.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. So
it was fluctuating. I think he was going like round 4, 5, 6 in some leagues, which is massive steal.
Next, we got Moss or Brown. So basically, he's asking the Bengals backs questions here. So
for me, for this game specifically, it's Zach Moss. I think they're going to be up big on the Patriots. They're going to be grinding the clock down and run the ball. And I think it's going to be more of a Moss type of game. If they get down the goal line, I think he's going to get the work in that game. And I don't know, like Chase Brown will have his role. I saw today that they're talking about using him on, I think, was it kick returns or punt returns? Not worried about that. That's whatever, especially with this new kickoff format. But for week 1, give me Moss. I'm taking Moss.
Yeah, the games. Well, you got is that your taking the Bengals?
Oh yeah, that's my pick. Yeah,
that's your
pick. Circus Survivor.
Yeah, even without Chase, right? They're going to win that game. Oh yeah, probably still. So.
I don't think New England has enough to beat them without Chase. Regardless,
that makes sense.
Early on, this when you want to target New England and things like this. I think maybe I'm wrong. They shocked the world. Well, whatever. But
yeah, I agree. Game script.
The Patriots, Brissett starting. Their offensive line is bad. They don't have any kind of chemistry with the receivers.
Don't get me started on the Brissett thing. Stupid. Actually, you know what? Let me rant for 1 second on that because usually I have to type it and it annoys me that I can't. I type it on X sometimes and I just delete it. And I'm like, I'm not going to rant like this. It's stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen is starting Jacoby Brissett. Now, I will tell you this: if they stuck to Brissett because the team is bad, they don't want to throw May out there right away. Blah, 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 blah. The team's bad. Then you just sit May for a year. Sit him and improve the roster. Let him learn the NFL, and then you put him out there. But that's not going to happen. We all know that's not going to happen. They're going to start 0-4 or something bad, and they're going to make the change. And Drake May is going to come in. So he's going to see the ball. He's going to probably be he'll be the quarterback the rest of the year after about a month. And that's what they're going to do. So all of the bad team bullshit narrative, all this is the typical start to vet. It tells you more about the head coach than it does anything else. If they were
he's old school.
What they should have done is you're going to commit to sitting him the whole year, and you start Brissett. No matter how bad it gets, you commit to it, and that's what you do. Or if you planned on doing it about a month in, you literally do what the Bears did, and that's when you get to camp. You design everything around May. Like you start the offense and building it around him from day one. You put him in with the ones, you do everything with the ones, and you build from there. That's what I should have done, but now I'm getting aggravated. So, but I agree, Moss here. I'm not Chase, by the way, everybody freaked out about Brown being a kick returner or punt returner or something. I laughed. Like, wasn't it? People were excited about who was going to return kicks at one point. Antonio Brown used to do it. Like, good players have done it before. I don't know why Kyron. Everybody freaked out about Kyron returning. What?
Yeah.
What is it? It doesn't mean anything. It's not a bad thing. Maybe more injury risk. I get it.
Yeah, but I don't know with this new kickoff format. It doesn't seem like it's as bad, but
I don't think it's as bad, and I don't think it means anything. I don't think it makes a difference to these players whatsoever. So yeah, not too. I think Chase Brown is going to be. I think it's going to be a split as the season goes.
Yeah, agreed.
And Chase Brown's more dynamic, and he'll be the lightning.
Okay, he's gonna have some big plays, rushing and receiving.
Thunder.
I'm just more of a Moss guy for week 1.
You're who?
I'm a Zach Moss guy for week 1.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's especially the
Other
games
weeks,
with
like I said, other weeks, give me Brown, but for this week, give me Moss.
Who are you? Who are the guys that you like a lot? I saw someone ask this, that you're going to bench this week regardless, no matter what, that you might have shares of.
Yeah, okay, here's a guy. I have him on quite a few teams. I don't want to start him yet, but it's Josh Palmer. I love Josh Palmer this year. I think he's going to have a good season, but I don't want to start him week 1, although it could be a good matchup. I mean, the Raiders' defense is pretty solid, and he has chemistry with Herbert, which matters. That's the only guy he's really thrown to that's still on the roster. But I want to see how that offense looks before I put him in my lineup. If I have to start him, sure, whatever. But if I don't have to start him, I'd like to wait and just see how that plays out. I did see that, but I didn't answer that. But for me, it's a guy like Palmer.
Got another one. I think I know how I'm going to answer this one, but hold on. Dowdle or Tajay Spears? I love it. Some people already got. It's week 1. You could tell these are deeper leagues at this point.
Well, I look at it this way: both are going against.
These are like week 4 questions already that are being asked.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a tough one. Like, both these guys are going against good defenses. Obviously, Spears and Pollard. I feel like they're kind of interchangeable in that offense. They both catch the ball. They can both run. I think they're both going to be fine.
We heard the reports came in. Dowdle was like the guy, and then the depth chart came out. I know a depth chart's mean nothing though. So
no, it doesn't. But ultimately, they're telling you what they want to do, and it's like if he is the featured back, whatever for Dallas. I mean, Zeke will have a role. Obviously, we all know they brought him back for a reason. But I'm probably going Dowdle here. Just take the shot.
Whew. Man, so the one thing the Bears at least were kind of bad at was giving up receptions to running backs. But I hate using last year as like a
right.
It's so hard. Like everybody loves to do the strength of schedule thing on these players because so much changes, and like defenses you thought were going to be good aren't going to be good. Right. Injuries happen. Defenses you think were going to be bad end up being good. So I don't know if that repeats. But I do think they're probably going to stop Pollard in that game. Man, PPR, I might lean Spears in this. I don't like it. I don't feel good about it.
It's a tough decision either way, but
I don't know.
I'll take the shot on Dowdle.
You know what I love to see? I love to see just how Dallas does things for a week. The best part about that is they might do something different in week 2, but I just want to see who handles. It's got to be Zeke on the goal line, right? Is that what
you would think? But again, like this is one of those guys, like you just said, like who's the guy you have you're leaving on the bench for week 1?
I mean, either basically are touchdown upside guys. Both you're kind of banking.
Yeah, I mean,
a couple catches.
They got to get that. Yeah, they got to break something or whatever. I'm gonna take the shot on Dowdle personally.
Yeah, I don't feel good about saying Spears, but I pick it. We'll see how he did on this one.
Split that one.
Oh, let's see. This
is gonna be bad.
What's up? I was looking at something from Tim. That's all.
Oh, I thought you had another question that was like, oh, you're laughing. I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad.
No, I was seeing if trying to get his kids to bed. That's what he's doing. That's why before we can hop on. No, that all I got for now. I don't want to keep you too late. I just want to keep you. I try to want to get this done in an hour for you. I know you got to go to bed.
No, that's fine. Early morning.
What time is your flight?
We don't leave till 8:10, but got to get up a little early.
That's 10 o'clock. You just
no 8.
10. 8.
No,
Okay. I was
not
like
10
10
o'clock.
o'clock. 8. All right. I thought I heard that wrong. I was like,
No.
how old
We'll
are you?
see.
That's not that.
I'm about to be 46 in a couple weeks. This is my birthday month.
That was
15 more days, buddy.
8, 10. Yeah,
Pushing
that's
50.
pretty early. At least you're off now, right? For the rest of the week.
Yeah, I don't go back to work till next Wednesday so I'm going to Vegas Wednesday to Saturday for the drafts. Come back Saturday, and then home Sunday for the games, and then Monday morning flying out to San Francisco for Niners Jets. Come back Tuesday, so that'll be fun.
Man, that's a fun week.
It's
Nice
gonna
little
be
kickoff. Little
that
nothing.
Monday
Probably
night's gonna be wild.
yeah, nothing beats being in Vegas probably for the opening.
Oh no, it's so much fun. The
Where are you going to go
party.
watch the games on Sundays?
Well, Sunday I'll be here. I'll be home.
Oh, you're okay.
I'll set up. I'll put up my little 5 TV setup. Watch all the games. But yeah, for the Thursday night opener and then the Friday night, because they're having a little watch party Friday night also. It was $50 a person, but you get an hour open bar, and then they have food and stuff, and it's limited to only 250 people, so it's a little smaller. But it's a nice, it's a guaranteed venue, and just hanging with all the fantasy minds and talking, football and whatnot, watching the game. It'd be fun. There's a few Eagles fans, a few Packers fans. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays out.
A lot of shit talking.
Oh, absolutely. It's already started.
believe-
Like you're already saying stuff on the streams and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I can't even believe they're playing this game in Brazil. By the way,
I know it seems really dangerous. I mean, based on
Players
what Darius Slay was saying, he's like, I told my family don't come. Like we're just gonna stay in the room. Like, why do this? Why put these players in danger? They're like, don't be out with your phones, don't have any money, don't have any jewelry.
then why?
And
Even
I understand all that, but why do it? Like,
yeah. So why
why
are you even going? It's the
why put their
stupidest.
safety ahead of that? Should be the priority is the safety. And everyone's like, oh, well, Philadelphia is bad, New York is bad, San Francisco is bad, blah blah blah. It's a foreign country. It's not a comfort zone. If I'm in another state, sure, I know there's bad areas, right? Obviously, you don't want to be flashing cash or having your phone or jewelry showing. But there's been rumors that the color green is almost outlawed in Brazil because of the gangs and stuff. And it's like you send 2 teams that wear predominantly green. The Eagles are wearing black and white uniforms. So that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, see, that's stupid. Oh God, the NFL is so greedy. That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
That's all it is. Just money.
Oh,
money,
one more
money.
before we go, and then
Okay.
I'll sign off. I just got a text. Xavier Worthy or Chris Godwin?
See, that's a fun one because obviously
This is the
that's
floor
one where,
versus ceiling again, is what you're doing here.
well,
so
right.
that-
and see, this is one where I want to see the rest of the roster, right? Because it's like if you have a bunch of studs in your lineup and Godwin is your third or your flex or something, take the shot on Worthy, right? One catch, 60-yard touchdown, boom. That might be all he gets, but
I dealt
that's
with the
13
Dave
points,
last,
give
but
or take. And then
I would
for
agree.
Godwin, it's if I need more points, I'm probably going Godwin. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see what he does in the slot this year. I'm really excited about that because he's a PPR
Yeah.
monster.
Oh yeah, he back in the slot is big. I like that. I think he's going to be the ceiling's pretty low. I mean, it's not you ain't going to see. I don't think we'll ever see like another top 15 finish out of him. I doubt it. But
No,
I think
probably
he's
not.
going to be a back end. He could be a back end too. He could finish well within that range this year. I think he's a
Right.
safe floor. That's all he is. He's probably going to get you 10 plus PPR points at each week out there. Worthy is the ceiling play. He can rip off a monster one and then change the entire.
And you know they're going to take a shot or two with him.
Oh,
They want to show off the new toy. You know what I mean? They're going to come out and do a little play action. He's going to be crossing deep on the field, and Mahomes is going to let it rip. It's just, like I said, I have to see the rest of this team for that. But I mean, I think it's almost self-explanatory. It's like if you need the points, probably go Godwin. If this is your flex spot and you have 3 stud receivers or 2 stud receivers, and throw Worthy in, take the shot.
Yeah, I feel like I'm copping out on the answer, but I kind of agree. Even though if I had to pick one, and if it's PPR, I'd say Godwin. Week 1,
Right.
I don't know if I get too cute. Maybe just take the floor here. Just try to get your 120 points if it's if a basic PPR scoring. I'm guessing if you have a defense and kicker, whatever, I'm guessing 120 is going to be the projected scores for most of the teams in that league. Then, so get your 120 and hope you get the win there. Don't try to wait and see first and see what happens. Don't chase the big play just yet.
Yeah,
you might get 12, 13.
I want to see I need to see the rest of this team. That's the.
I'm guessing. If I had to get, oh man, like if you have two beast running backs, and you just need to get some filler points out of wide receivers, Godwin's probably the
Godwin.
Yeah, because then you're at least you just take the points and run with it. If you need the big day, then if you're chasing, you want something big, or you just have monsters everywhere, like you said, and then it doesn't matter. You don't need the 10 points. Go for the.
You could take that shot, just throw them in your lineup.
Step on their throat and just go for the.
I mean, he's
score that day.
I mean, he could have 2 catches, a bunch of yards, touchdown in there. I mean, they could actually be balanced out each other. You know what I mean? Godwin he'll have the volume. 6 catches, 70 yards.
It's almost like asking Godwin or Evans on the same team. Although Evans doesn't get away. No, I know that was a bad. Evans is going to see it.
Well, I mean,
I
in
don't,
that situation, Evans, obviously, him and Baker have a good connection.
Although, do they again though? Like,
well, I think they do. I always pass on him, and I always regret it. But
who, Evans?
Yeah,
my problem with Evans this year is you were drafting him at ceiling, like absolute ceiling. Again, he has 3.
Last year he was going like round 5 and 6 last year, give or take.
Yep.
Towards the end, and like now he's going end of 2, 3, middle 3.
Because I do
every
wonder,
league is different though.
Because I do wonder with Godwin back in the slot, do we see more of like the wide receiver 17, 18, 15 type season out of Evans again?
Right.
Does he lose a little bit of volume now with Godwin back, earning more targets out of the slot per game? Because he feasted last year. It helped. It helped. It helped that he made it probably 17 games too last season. So, but at the same time, I feel like I don't know. I might regret not drafting Evans too. It seemed like I tried this year to
every year.
I know every year I'm going to sit here and go, I should have done it. But this year I really did though. I learned my lesson last year. I chased too much last year. I felt like I took too many shots in certain areas that I shouldn't have. This year, when we got to, what was it, like the 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds there, I really attacked the I got a lot of Christian Kirk. I got a lot of like Amari Cooper. I got a lot of even Chris Godwin. I took a lot of these crusty vets this year that score points. Get the points and kind of run with it. Last year, I didn't play it too safe at all. And I admit, when you swing and miss on a few things too many times, it does kill you. So like I learned my lesson and I tried to get these guys this year. That's where Mike Evans was going last year, by the way. Like he was in that range of getting him where you could get Amari Cooper this year. He felt maybe not a little earlier than that. I take that back, but he was not a top 30 pick. Could be.
Cooper's if Deshaun Watson bounces back, I know he's a piece of shit, but for fantasy, if he bounces back, Cooper's gonna be the beneficiary. And then Njoku. Everyone's like, "Oh, how's Njoku gonna look without Flacco?" I'm still in. It's not as exciting, but I'm still in. He's a beast.
I agree. I like Amari Cooper this year a lot, and he's been a nice late get, nice guy, a nice wide receiver.
Good value now.
Oh yeah, he's fallen off. That's kind of, but yeah. Alrighty, we hit an hour. I won't keep you too much longer here. I'll let you get some beauty rest. Let you.
I need it.
Let you get calm. Do some meditation tonight. Get your groove going.
Yeah, right.
Get your whole. No, you can't. You know how you should walk into that draft tomorrow. That's how you walk into that draft last year. Get in there and just take it and own it and be like, "This is mine. What the fuck is up, everybody?"
Who's this guy? They give me the Conor McGregor. Who the fuck is that guy?
You like they're saying pros versus Joes. I'm the pro now.
That's right.
Like the whole look at the captain meme.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Confidence. That's awesome. Always have it.
Always have.
But I wish you luck.
Appreciate you.
We'll be back week 2. And we'll have, thank God, like don't get me wrong. It's fun to like. You can only do draft stuff for so long.
Right.
When you're doing draft stuff for 6 months, is what it feels like
you
right
need
now.
you need the season to start.
Oh, like good. We can only. Everybody's talked about ADP and rankings and all this just rigmarole of.
Let's get to the games.
Grind it, like
so
yeah,
we can see if we're right or if we're wrong, if our predictions, our assumptions.
Like
let's put it out there and see.
Let's see now. Let's see the players. Let's see action. Let's see the field. So we can actually talk about real things that are happening. We have real life stats to talk about because I cannot wait to hear 7 hours of commercial-free football. Starts now.
Like, I can't wait for Sunday.
Woo! And we get. I hate that they're in Brazil, but I am pumped that we'll get Thursday night football. I'm going to get a Friday night game. Because now I'm off Saturday, so that works.
And we got Michigan, stuff. Texas.
They're gonna get destroyed. You got too much hope. That offense.
I have a lot of hope.
Oh, if that offense looks as bad as it did last week out there, they're gonna get destroyed.
If it does look as bad as last week, you're right. But
and you do get that on Saturday, so we'll see. I can't wait to watch it. I just have no expectations of that game. And then I get to see the bar low. I'm super pumped for Sunday too. Then because obviously I get the debut. I get to see the franchise for me.
I'll have that game on for sure.
So a new era begins for me. Plus, though, I'll have that on one, red zone on the other. In all of my glory, and then we'll circle back and overreact to everything that happened that week.
Absolutely, targets, lack of work, all that stuff changes everything. Everything you said this week, forget it.
The Jets are gonna bring in that Braylon Allen guy for 2 goal line touchdowns.
Right. Oh my!
And everybody's gonna go, oh no! It happens though. Every week one, some weird thing because every head coach tries to pull out some. Yep, tries to pull out some trick thing that catches another team off guard for a week, and then they don't use it ever again. So, we're definitely probably going to play the. I hate that I have to. Where's it at? Hold on, I never got to.
RELAX. Relax. We're gonna be,
especially after week 1. Don't do anything crazy.
So I'll get to finally use that again, and we have a bunch of stuff that I can't. I've been loading up for actually in-season stuff now for so long. I hit the stupidest videos you've ever seen too, but it'll be fun for who's hot, who's not, trade stuff. Who should you cut? The stonks. Everything's. It'll be fun. I've been preparing for in-season stuff now.
I look forward to the new videos and content.
Because then it's more fun because then we get rolling here. We'll like last year we were cooking at the end of last year. People come in from all over asking questions. Then we'll get the trade questions coming. More of that. My favorite thing are trading.
More things to talk about.
Yeah. But anyways, I'll let you go now. Go ahead, go enjoy the rest of your evening, get some rest, and go crush it. Go win it this year. Win.
I'll post my drafts on X. Tell me how good or bad I did.
You and Rangers legend Michael Young, right?
Yes,
Is that who you're doing this with?
Some people are going to see Sean Green and Michael Young, and they're going to be so disappointed. Oh, we got former baseball players.
Do you guys ever make a reservation for a restaurant together and put down?
No, but we should. Did we get this prime table in the back?
That's what I'm going to say. You should definitely put your names down as a reservation to a because damn well everybody thinking who it is.
That did actually happen to me one time in Vegas. I had made a reservation. And I go to check in, and I said, I have a reservation for Sean Green. And the guy, he reads the paper, and he's like, oh, just 1 second. And he's like, man, I got to tell you, I'm kind of disappointed that you're here. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I was expecting Sean Green from the Dodgers. I was like, oh, damn. Sorry to disappoint, man. He's like, yeah, it's cool. He's like, you just see these names, and you're like, oh, I know who that is. I'm like, well, yeah.
By the way, I said I dropped one. We made it the whole show. I dropped one F-bomb at the end there. So we had done pretty good on this one. And I'm not
a swear jar.
Tim's usually the worst swear, but we do need to swear. We did pretty good though. I think one S-bomb, one F-bomb on this show. We'll try to do better next time. But all right. We'll see you then. Take care, buddy.
Until next time.